Welcome back, everybody. 7:44 on this Monday morning. So, mom guilt. That is the name given to describe feelings that moms often experience in relation to their kids.
Yeah, you know, new moms may constantly feel like they're making mistakes. They want to get everything right, and they're always second guessing. Oh, Roxia, you and I know this feeling very well. The ketchup to my mustard.
Yes.
Talking all about it this morning. Mom guilt is a real thing.
Yeah, especially you work this weekend, right?
Yep.
So you have that extra.
Yeah, like not spending enough time right at home.
Yes, all the time. So here's the thing. Mom guilt comes from this unrealistic idea of trying to be that perfect mom. It can also make you feel like you kind of have to choose between yourself and your kids all the time. And family wellness coach Shelly Robinson talks about this, and she actually used her own personal experience as a great example.
The beginning of COVID, I was like, I'm going to work out first thing in the morning for my mental health because I know I need that for me. And my kids did not like it. And they put up a bit of a struggle for probably the first couple of weeks. And I was like, I know it's like kind of allowing the feeling, but holding the boundary. I know you're bored. I know you're frustrated and you want to play with me, but I'm doing this. I need to do this for me so that I'm a better mom for you the rest of the day.
Yeah, so that is the biggest takeaway there. We hear all the time, right? You got to take care of yourself before you can take care of others. We hear that all the time, but why is this concept so difficult for us as a society to actually grasp?
So obsessed with external validation, and I don't mean that in a unkind way or a judgmental way. I think we have grown up being, raised to like really care deeply about what other people think. And that's healthy to a degree, right? That's how we are all connected. But it's just such an unhealthy degree, I think, for so many of us. So we want to take time away from ourselves and we think to ourselves, what's whoever fill in the blank going to think about that? Does that make me a bad mom for wanting time for myself? And we've picked up that narrative somewhere along the way that doing things for ourselves or spending time away from our kids or whatever the case might be is not acceptable.
Okay, there was a lot there, so we're going to break it down. But basically, having this parental guilt is totally normal. It's kind of the way you choose to react to those feelings that can make or break you. Some things to think about. Revisit your values, ask for help when you need it, unfollow those who bring you down. That's a big one
like that.
Social media. Also try to prioritize things. What's important to you may not be important for other people. You know, it's not one size fits all. So as a working mom, let me tell you, mom guilt is even more complicated. And the truth is, I don't think it ever really goes away.
No. How do you fight that?
I don't know. I'm just like kind of a mess most of the time. But what happens is on days I feel like I give more attention to, let's say, work or community events because I do a lot of things like that. Then on the following day, I try to fully give attention to my kids because trying to balance it all in one day for me is difficult.
Right.
So if I go all into one thing, then I try to go all into the other thing.
I don't drop the phone, you know what I mean? And like not have it around you and just pay full attention to, like, be fully present there for your
That's actually our topic tomorrow. So hold on that thought, on the quantity and quality of time. But yes, but that's the idea, you know? The idea of trying to do it all is just really difficult and can be unrealistic. But the example she gave, you know, like time for yourself, forget working for a moment. Time for yourself is so important. And so I remember during COVID as well, I decided I'm going to use this elliptical actually to work out rather than just hang clothes on it and like store things on it. I'm actually going to do something with it. And just that 30 minutes every day where I'm like, okay, I need this time. It could be late at night, sometimes not ideal. But if I don't do it for my mental well-being, then I don't feel well.
And you need your bucket to be full. Or not even full, just like maybe even half.
Anything.
You can't let your bucket run out, basically.
I don't think moms get enough credit. I mean, I really don't. It's like they carried us for 9 months, some longer, right? You know, I mean, sometimes there's challenging pregnancies, you know? And, you know, and then to care for us too. I mean, I remember being in high school. I remember my mom went to graduate school. While we were in, I was like a senior, my brother was a freshman, my brother was playing club soccer. I was like, had all these after school activities. I don't know how she did it, but she did, you know? And so I think women don't get enough credit. I think moms especially, because there's so much going on, you know, and they still make time for us.
But also, how about the single dads? We have to, you know,
absolutely,
acknowledge that.
And I always want to, whenever we talk about something that's like mom rage, mom guilt, I also, of course, want to point out there's so many dads out there that are like 100% there and do a lot as well. But these are terms that in society we hear all the time. Mom guilt is one of them.
Men carry things differently and hold things differently, but doesn't mean that they don't experience guilt too when it comes to their kids, right?
Thank you, Roxy.
So tomorrow we'll talk about that.
Dropping that phone.
Quantity of time, quality of time, that's a big one too.
I think these segments are so good because it's like, I think it lets people know you're not alone, right? Empathy,
totally.
And helps all of us be more empathic towards one another.
We all feel seen, Roxy. Thank you.